But Christian Bale's an amazing actor, so do what you want, man. Gain weight, lose weight, be a baby. I don't care.
Be a baby?
He could play a baby. I believe it. He's that good.
In what way would he play a baby? Like I'm not saying that he couldn't. I'm not saying that like that's not within his talents, but like how would you if you cast Christian Bale as a baby?
Boss Baby 2. Batman Baby.
Are you so
that's
the
loophole version is that he plays
Christian Bale?
An animated baby is the loophole version.
So he's like a mocapped baby?
If he could legitimately play a baby, that would be insane. But he's so talented that he might be able to pull it off.
I would be down for like some weird story where Christian Bale plays like he thinks that he's a baby.
Ooh,
like
weird.
He's like psychologically fucked up.
That could get super weird. That could get really weird. Mm-hmm. Christian Bale sucking on a pacifier.
Right.
That'd be interesting. Mm. I don't know if I'd want to watch that. Be weird. Make me uncomfortable.
I don't think I couldn't not watch it.
We in.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we really?
Yeah, we in.
What's
going on?
What's up, weirdos?
What's up? Call back to the early 2000s. What's up? What's going on? Welcome to the Sunburn.
Yeah,
Sunburn. It's because it's fucking hot outside, so I wore a tank top, walked to Chipotle, and I got sunburned.
How far is Chipotle?
Not super far. It's like past Target.
You just got roasted. I got plenty of suntan lotion if you're looking to tank it up more in the future.
Well, it's summertime, so I'll definitely be tanking it up. Because it's hot.
Yeah. Just right there in the bathroom, dude.
Well, nice. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to happen.
Right.
I was just like, I'm going to go get a burrito. And then this is what happened afterward. And now it's like too hot in here to not wear a tank top still. I don't know how you're wearing sleeves. I don't know how you're doing it. I'd die.
I'm also still like...
Oh, yeah, your room has the air conditioning. So you're like, you have like this energy around you for a while. Like a temporary shield of air conditioning power. Must be nice.
It's pretty sweet.
What's new? What's going on? You want a summer break yet?
Or
after this coming week?
So my last class is tomorrow night. I'm looking like I'm trying to finish all my because I'm gonna take the summer off.
Yeah. Just so you can play as much Red Dead 2 as possible.
Actually, no. I'm planning on we're actually working a lot this summer.
Well, that's good. And playing Red Dead 2.
And playing a little bit of Red Dead 2. That game's so fucking good. It's so good. Like, so there's like this. I don't remember anything like this, like an environment like this in the previous game, in the first one. But there's like a Louisiana part that's like very swampy. And there's like these like voodoo people running around. Like when you're first riding into the city, like you see this dude that's like just hung.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so like I shot him down, and then out of nowhere, these like 3 dudes like with like painted white faces started attacking me, but they didn't have like guns or anything. They just started stabbing me. So I just shot them all.
As you do in Red Dead.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Fucking, but yeah, dude, but it gave me like big Florida feels, you know, because like
the swamp.
The swampy environment. Yeah. And there's like all of these gators running around and shit, snapper turtles, fucking herons.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
it's just
cool.
like all this like mud and shit that you're just fucking like walking around.
Really glowing representation of our home state.
Yeah. It's fun.
There's also beaches.
There is.
Like where we grew up.
There's no beaches in Red Dead though. I don't at least I'm
not yet.
At least I don't think so.
Not yet. You never know.
I haven't hit the bikini mission yet.
So what do you want to do for the summer then? You said you got plans?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it too much, but
okay.
I'm gonna be drawing a lot this summer.
Oh, nice.
I already have it like planned out.
That's cool.
So yeah.
That's cool.
It's like the only thing I really want to focus on this summer. Other than this podcast, of course.
Nah, fuck this. This sucks. What are you talking about?
The quality of this podcast will
stay the same.
Will stay the same.
Maybe get worse.
Just poor to moderate.
We're gonna be really sweaty for a lot of the coming up episodes because it's gonna be so freaking hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful.
I'm not gonna be that bad.
Do you not get sweaty when it's hot outside?
I do. I'm comfortable right.
You're
now.
insane. I told you have a shield around you right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about some stuff. Stuff. You want to talk about this or that?
Let's talk about this.
Movies?
Uh-huh.
Did you know that was movies?
Yes.
How did you know that?
I'm really good.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's start off with Ford and Ferrari.
Bunch of random trailers came out this week. Let's get it out.
Yeah.
You don't like the looks of it?
No. I think
it looks good.
Yeah, looks good.
I think it looks fun.
I don't know why I said let's get it out of the way.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Yeah, it looks.
The Christian Bale,
Obviously, the cast is great.
Matt Damon led film about the story of Ford versus Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's like a late night show where someone involved in this movie like tells the story about what the movie is about, and it's super interesting. But I've never seen it, and I don't really know the story.
Right.
But I really like those actors, and I really like John Bernthal, who's also in it.
Yeah. Neither one of us really knows shit about cars. So,
Nothing.
You know, I heard
I can change
Shelby.
a tire.
I heard Shelby, and I was like, oh, like
I
Shelby
heard
Mustang. That
I
makes
heard
sense.
Carol Shelby, and I was like, that's a girl's name. How many dudes you know named Carol? My grandma's middle name is Carol. I know that.
Pete Carroll.
That's a surname. Different.
No, that's kind of a girl name. That's a man.
No,
name.
not SIR, SUR.
That's a ma'am name.
It is a ma'am name because it's like Carol. Not only is Carol like mostly a female name, but it's like an old lady name. You know what I mean? Like your grandma's name would be Carol.
And it's also a pretty feminine verb.
Oh,
Like,
to Carol?
To Carol.
Are you saying that it's not masculine to sing
Like singing already is fairly feminine, right? And then doing it like in the...
Is it?
And doing it along with Christmas.
That sounds dope. Those are two awesome things.
I'm trying to argue against caroling right now.
You can't do it.
Caroling's
Caroling is
fun.
fucking awesome.
Caroling's perfectly fun.
Come on, man.
I
Yeah.
couldn't even play a devil's advocate.
You know what's wild about this movie? You know what the last thing Christian Bale was in? Do you remember?
The last thing that he was in?
Before this movie?
No, I can't think of it.
It was Dick Cheney, dude.
Oh, okay.
This man continues to transform himself physically between roles.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently said that was the last thing he was going to do to gain weight because it's worse physically on him to gain weight rather than lose weight, which makes sense. I mean, I can only imagine like how many Hostesses Twinkies he ate to play Dick Cheney. He got huge.
Yeah.
And not huge in the way he got huge for Batman.
Was that specifically how he did it? Or
No, I have
were
no
you
idea. It's just the,
I,
you know.
I had no idea, like, the degree of your speculation on that. Like, he might have talked about how many
Maybe.
Twinkies he ate.
Like, I know there's, like, people talk about healthy ways to, like, for actors to gain weight like that. But at a certain point, you just...
Yeah. How
Can't.
healthy is it? But,
Yeah.
like, I mean, the counter is that, like, I mean, how much less healthy is that than like his role for machinist?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. He's put his body through a lot. So I think, according to him, from now on, he's going to try to stay in that zone where he's, you know, looks like a normal person.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale's an amazing actor. So do what you want, man. Gain weight, lose weight, be a baby. I don't care.
Be a baby?
He could play a baby. I believe it. He's that good.
In what way would he play a baby? Like I'm not saying that he couldn't. I'm not saying that like that's not within his talents, but like how would you if you cast Christian Bale as a baby?
Boss
and you're
Baby
gonna play
2. Batman Baby.
Are you so
That's
are you
the
just
the,
putting
loo-
a
the loophole
diaper
version is that he plays
Christian Bale?
an animated baby is the loophole version.
So he's like a mocapped baby?
The if he could legitimately play a baby, that would be insane. But he's so talented that he might be able to pull it off.
I would be down for like some weird story where Christian Bale plays like he thinks that he's a baby.
Ooh,
Like
weird.
he's like psychologically fucked up. And he
That could
thinks
get
he's a
super
baby.
weird. That could get really weird.
Mhm.
Christian Bale sucking on a pacifier.
Right.
That'd be interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd want to watch that. Be weird. Make me
I
uncomfortable.
don't think I couldn't not watch it.
That makes sense. I had to track the negatives there for a second. How about Ad Astra, starring Brad Pitt?
What is Ad Astra? Is
It
that like
means to the stars in Latin,
to the stars? Okay.
which is an astronaut movie, so it makes sense.
Who's involved with it other than
The dude who made The Lost City of Z is the director-writer.
Oh.
The movie that starred Tom Holland and Charlie Hunnam.
Some of it looked pretty
I've
cool.
heard really good things about The Lost City of Z, but I
Okay.
also know that like not a lot of people saw it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's also supposed to be super long, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, never saw it.
The guy's name is... If this would load, I would tell you. His name is James Gray. Also starring Liv Tyler, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, the comeback kid,
Mm-hmm.
Ruth Negga, who's not in the trailer. Pretty good
Who
cast.
is that? Who's Ruth Negga?
Ruth Negga. I know her from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Preacher. I don't know if you would know her. She's been getting
Name
like
sounds familiar.
more and more like roles. She's been getting more work lately. She was in World War Z. Interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. In my head, The Lost City of Z and World War Z are the same movie. I don't know what I don't think I know what Lost City of Z is.
It's a movie about finding a city.
That's it.
I assume.
Who's in it?
Charlie Hunnam, Tom Holland, somebody else. Oh, Robert Pattinson. That's a solid trio. That's interesting.
It's pretty interesting.
Actually, Charlie Hunnam can be hit or miss.
Talk about like a good trinity of fucking like
Square jawed men.
of off the beaten path heartthrobs. You know, like
Is Charlie Hunnam off the beaten path?
yeah, because you kind of have to like how many people have seen Sons of Anarchy?
I feel like a really good amount of people
A
have seen
good
some.
amount of people, but like when you think of like heartthrobs, do you think that like the top 5 people that girls would name are any of those 3?
Oh, if off the beaten
At
path
a certain
mean-
point in
if-
time, Robert Pattinson would have been on that list.
Yeah. If off the beaten path means you're not top 5,
Yeah.
then sure, they're off the beaten path. But I feel like off the beaten path implies they're like past the top 50 or 100. Like it's someone that not many people would think of.
maybe that's an exaggeration, but like they're the
I think there's
not
a
the people, like,
I
when
think
you
there's a
about-
sneaky female following of Charlie Hunnam. He's a
yeah,
he's a thirst
I agree with you.
he's a thirst quencher.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I don't know how do because so like Tom Holland has played a lot of high schoolers, so I bet you girls like high school and down love Tom Holland. But like, what about girls that are older? Like, have you ever heard a girl our age thirst after Tom Holland?
I'd be willing to bet like girls our age and younger
Yeah.
would be into Tom Holland
Yeah,
for sure.
but not.
He's good looking.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful
He's,
boy.
and he's also like Spider-Man and super talented and like
Yeah,
people that
super
are attracted
charming.
to like yeah
Yeah.
people that are attracted.
Is
to, like,
Robert
that kind
Pattinson
of
going to
personality
become re-heartthrobbed though?
what?
Is Robert Pattinson going to be like re-heartthrobbed playing Batman?
Oh, I don't know.
Is his heartthrob level going to rise
unless
again?
he's like a psycho.
I mean, it would be cool. I would love to see a psycho take on Batman.
Uh huh.
Did you see the rumor from this week
No.
for that movie that Macaulay Culkin might be playing the Joker in it? Why so many Jokers?
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't seem kind of interesting, right?
No, it is.
It's like one of those
interesting,
things
but it's
where
like, I
my
don't,
first reaction is, huh? Interesting. Wait, too many Jokers.
uh huh.
That would be 3 Jokers at once.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a lot of jokers.
We don't need that, man. Don't need it. Yo, Robert Pattinson has a beard in this movie. The Lost City of Z. Look at that beard. That's amazing.
Oh, that's a
That's
wicked beard.
powerful.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Like my character in Red Dead Redemption.
Did anything about this movie interest you, Ad Astra? Besides Brad Pitt being in it? I feel like Brad Pitt does such few things that when he's in something, I'm like, ooh, I have to pay attention.
Intrigued by the whole Tommy Lee Jones as
Being
a
his
father.
dad.
That's like
Did some experimenting?
yeah. He's doing some weird experiments that might like the story seemed interesting to
Yeah.
me. As far like I'm always like really intrigued by space movies
Yeah.
and like how they're shot and stuff because it seems like
Mhm.
anybody who does a space movie because of how ambitious they are just inherently from making a space movie, they end up becoming like these really visual masterpieces.
Mhm.
And I'm fairly intrigued by some of the cinematography.
What's the most
that I saw in
beautiful
this.
space movie you can think of?
2001: Space Odyssey.
Still to this day?
That movie was like so ahead of its
Yeah.
time. I have no problem labeling that movie.
I like Interstellar a lot.
Interstellar's beautiful.
Mhm. There's stuff on Interstellar that, like, when I think of it randomly, when I think of the wave,
yeah.
when they like those aren't mountains,
Mm-hmm.
holy bejesus! I basically pissed myself thinking about that. Like the idea of that is so scary. Plus, you gotta love. I'm gonna dock it. It's great.
There's some really beautiful stuff in Interstellar.
I feel like when I look back on like Gravity, it doesn't seem on that level to me in hindsight for some reason. Like I feel like when I saw Gravity, I was like, this is really good. I really enjoy this.
Right.
But for some reason in hindsight, I feel like it's a rung below like what Interstellar is in my mind.
Well, it just has like a very particular cinematography that like when you think about like I don't know.
Plus they never used.
I can't remember a single shot from Gravity that like just blew me away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a singular composition of a shot. Like, and I might go back and like
Watch
that
it and
movie,
you'll see
and
a
I'll
plethora
see,
of them. Yeah.
a whole bunch of them, but I just can't think of any right now.
But like, doesn't
and
that
I've also seen
2001 more times?
I've seen 2001
Interstellar more
I've seen
times.
Interstellar
But isn't
more.
that like also like kind of speak to it? Like if it's that great, wouldn't you remember it?
True?
Not that there's not good stuff, but like the
Yeah.
really next level stuff you remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Like seeing a space movie, especially when it's not just a generic like sci-fi movie, but like just like a weird sort of realistic take on what a space like even like the like they hint at alien life in this movie, but it's like it seems very steeped in realism and modern space technology and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems interesting. How about this? The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
I like so out of the trailers that we just watched, this one probably intrigues me the most.
So this is a movie. I think it's already been going around in festival circuits, which is why it has so many reviews in that trailer.
Yeah.
Guy named Joe Talbot is the director.
It won like a couple of
He's
awards.
a white
at
dude.
Sundance.
I'm surprised. I'm so surprised. How dare you, sir? Danny Glover's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know these lead guys. The one guy looked familiar, but I can't figure. I don't think I've actually seen him in anything.
No.
Jimmy Fails, which is an unfortunate name, and a really cool name, Jonathan Majors.
Is it fails or falls?
It's definitely Fails.
Damn.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna fail.
Right.
He seems really, looks like it's a good performance. Mm-hmm. Looks like he succeeds. Jimmy Fails succeeds. That's the headline. Jimmy Fails succeeds. Is good in movie about.
There seemed like there was more intriguing cinematography in this.
Well, there's literally a
Ad
part
Astra.
in the trailer where there's a review that mentions how beautiful the movie is while showing a super dope shot of them coming out of that smoke.
Yeah.
It's just like
that one's really cool. The shot of the San Francisco Bay, and they show the bridge in the background and like the boat in the foreground, and it's like going through waves. That was like probably like my favorite.
Jimmy Fails also has a writing credit on this movie.
Okay,
for story.
Cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but it's also produced by A24 or distributor, or however the fuck they curate.
All A24 movies I'm interested in immediately.
As soon as I was like scrolling through Instagram, that's how I saw this.
Not
trailer.
other horror movies, but there are other movies.
As I was scrolling through Instagram, I just saw like the A24 thing, and then it said like The Last Man in Brooklyn. It was like sponsored.
The what?
The Last Man in
The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Last Black Man in San Francisco.
The Last Man in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and then like I got in that mood where I was like I'm not gonna watch this whole thing, and then I kept watching it. Yeah.
All right. What about this other one you brought up, Blinded by the Light?
I thought it was interesting. What did you think of like first when you started watching this trailer?
You said, have you seen the movie? I mean, have you seen the trailer about the Indian dude who listens to Bruce Springsteen? And I was like, oh, is it like Yesterday?
It's
obviously
super similar. Like I find it like
except this seems more like your regular coming of age movie than Yesterday is. I don't know if you would define it as a genre film, but it's like a surrealist idea.
Yeah.
Of everyone in the world forgets who the Beatles are except this one dude.
It's more high concept.
Yeah, and he's also a musician, whereas this dude is just like a kid who is in high school and he writes poetry and stuff like that.
You can sum up Yesterday with being like, what if the entire world didn't know who the Beatles were except
this
for one guy?
Yeah.
I found it interesting. Like some of the shots, like just seemed like they were going to. It seems like it's going to be like half music video, especially when he's listening
when they have
to
the lyrics up. Yeah,
when he's
well, it also seems like a lot of the inspiration for the character from Bruce Springsteen is the lyrics. So that's kind of cool that they would incorporate that.
Right.
He's like, have you listened to what he sings? Like I can feel it in here. Yeah. Female director. Her name is Gurinder Chadha. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. She was born in Kenya and grew up in London. But she's Indian. That's interesting. Yeah, that's like the kind of movie that I really like.
Yeah?
That's like in my wheelhouse right there.
Okay. Dog, you gotta see Sing Street, dog.
I wish. Dude, it's not on Netflix anymore.
Fucking A.
I went like months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago, I went to watch it. I was like, I'm going to watch Sing Street right now.
Right.
And it wasn't there. And I was like, why?
It sucks. It's a super fun movie.
Why, universe? Why? Did you see the poster that came out for Wonder Woman 1984?
Oh, yeah.
Looked awesome. I wanted to talk about that poster.
Super, like, minimalist. Like, there isn't...
Oh, we're talking about different posters, I think.
Well, there's no, like...
Talking about the one with all the colors on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it is minimalist in a sense that, like, there's no... It doesn't say Wonder Woman, right? It doesn't say...
I mean,
like,
it's just her.
It doesn't show directed
There's a
by
W.
nothing.
There's the things make a W.
Yeah, all of the colors make a W. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just Gal Gadot in front.
You don't need to say Wonder Woman, dog. You get it.
It's just a big old W. I feel like that's fairly minimalist.
I've seen a
when you're
lot of
comparing
stuff
it to...
recently about the lack of creativity in movie postering.
Oh, yeah.
And there's entire articles you can look at where like they break down how different genres of movie always have the same colors, color schemes on their posters. And it's like action movies always have blue with orange flames and comedies are always like an orangey yellow, like these kinds of things. And I saw that poster of Wonder Woman in her dope-ass gold armor she's wearing with those like rainbow colors. And I was like, that looks awesome and different. Cool. And I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's why like occasionally on Reddit, if you like follow our movies, like you'll see like foreign posters get upvoted a lot because they're usually fucking really cool.
There's one for Spirited Away on there right now. That looks really pretty.
I think I saw one for
like a Chinese poster because it's premiering in China or something.
Yeah, I think I saw like an Asian poster for Men in Black International. That looked really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
Was it Kumail Nanjiani in a mocap suit?
I don't even remember what it was. I think that it was like both Chris Hemsworth and it was Tessa Thompson. Is that her name? Tessa Thompson. Like they were like really small and like they were. I'm not even gonna try.
It seems to me like movie posters could be this huge artistic outlet. You know what I mean? Where you could go find really talented, visually minded people to make really interesting portrayals of a glimpse at your movie.
Right.
And people don't do that. People shit on Marvel posters constantly because they're just really like often poorly photoshopped, really generically posed things. It's like kind of like, what are you doing? You could do so much more.
Yeah, this is an avenue that like people like you can create a poster that people will be talking about.
And think about like
weeks.
I feel like this is big. Like movies growing up when we were younger, when you would see the room of a kid, right, in a movie, and it's probably still a thing, but they would have movie posters on their walls.
Yeah,
and they're it's the stuff they love. But like modern movie posters, if you did that, if you like, oh man, I love the Marvel movies, and you just had a bunch of Marvel posters in your room, they'd all look the same. Yeah, it's kind of lame.
Yeah, it would look stupid. Like no one's going to post that on their wall.
I think like the Thor Ragnarok one I can think of that stood out, which it was really colorful and they were kind of all standing like this, and that was kind of interesting. But like I remember the really bad Black Panther one. The one I'm thinking of most recently that incited this discussion again online was the Spider-Man one that came out recently that just looks really weird.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of it is inspired by like old school Star Wars posters where they have all the heads and like all the characters' faces and
right.
But like I think back then probably that was sort of like a new and cool thing to do, but now it's just like everything copies it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next thing? I wonder if making a cool Wonder Woman poster can, make other movies take more risks on their postering.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. It definitely is a cool poster.
The armor's dope too.
Mm-hmm.
That all gold.
Mm-hmm.
All gold everything.
It's set in the 80s.
Wonder Woman 1984 is the title.
That's the title,
Mm-hmm.
84. Yeah. It's definitely very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's
I'm pretty sure Chris Pine is in it.
As an old man?
He died.
He's a Chris Pine.
Dude, Chris Pine is so good in Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Both, like, their chemistry is amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorite parts of Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, movie posters can be super, super disappointing, especially when they're like, there's just like a huge subsect of movies that just have like the face over them with like these slightly opaque white letters that like run vertically down the character's face.
You mean what was that movie with Matt Damon called, where he's in Mars? Is it just called Mars?
The Martian?
The Martian. There we go. Bring Him Home.
Yeah.
That's just like a thing. And it goes back a little farther than that. What was the...
Social Network did it.
Yeah, Social Network
Thor
did it.
did it. At least one of them.
Oh my God, Thor did do it. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. Ma has it right now.
Yeah. Just like it's
Cool. Seen it.
Like, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We've seen it. I know there's talented people out there that can make dope posters. Like, you see it online, like fan-made posters all the time that are cooler than professional ones. Do you think, like, tie in to the way that we've talked about before, how marketing firms make trailers and not the director of the movie? Are they also responsible for movie posters, do you think?
Maybe. I'm not.
Dude, get these marketing firms out of here. If that's the truth, get them out. Or marketing firms get more artistic thinking people. Don't be a machine in what you put out. It's lame. You see anything this week? Besides stuff we're going to do for spoiler episodes? I saw 2 movies the last couple of days that I wanted to talk about. I just watched the Netflix movie Always Be My Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
there's like fucking billboards all around
yeah,
Hollywood for it.
It just dropped, yeah. It stars Randall Park and, what is her name? Mm-hmm. Always Be My
Randall
Maybe.
Park, a.k.a. Asian Jim.
Asian Jim, yeah. Ali Wong is her name. I've recognized her from her stand-up. I know she has a stand-up special on Netflix.
Is she the one that does the...
Yeah, they both wrote it. They co-wrote it as well.
Is she the one that does the stand-up while she's pregnant?
While she's pregnant, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, that's her. Yeah, Randall Park and Ali Wong, which I think Randall Park is probably most well-known, not as being Asian Jim, but for the TV show he stars on, Fresh Off the Boat.
Mm-hmm. And The Interview, right? He was in The Interview? Wasn't he... I
haven't seen The Interview.
Wasn't he one of, like, Kim Jong-un or something?
Oh, was he Kim Jong-un? That'd be pretty funny. So. Randall Park's a funny guy. So the movie is about... It's a rom-com. It's pretty standard fare rom-com, but it's very fun. I feel like any movie that is really influenced by or wants to highlight Asian culture becomes food porn, and I'm down for it. I love food porn. I think it's great. But the thing to mention in this movie is Keanu Reeves. This dude rolls up in this movie as himself. Ali Wong plays a celebrity chef. In the beginning of the movie, she's dating Daniel Day Kim's character, the dude from Lost and Hawaii Five-0. And then they break up. And then her rebound dude becomes Keanu Reeves. And he plays this ridiculous caricature of himself where he's like overly spiritual but like kind of mean. And he's like, when he like sees her and they like reunite or whatever after their first time together, like she's like, I missed you. He's like, I missed you. And she's like, I missed your face. And he's like, I missed your soul. I missed your spirit. Like a bunch of weird shit. And it's just like completely ridiculous, the version of himself that he plays. And it's amazing. I recommend watching this movie. It's very fun. The other one I saw is another Netflix movie. starring Maisie Williams of Game of Thrones fame, Arya Stark, and Asia Butterfield. You know him? You know Asia Butterfield?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
Ender's Game.
Yeah, he wasn't. It's
And
called.
Hugo, right?
It's called Then Came You, and this is like I was talking about before. My wheelhouse. This is the kind of movie that is my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about Asia Butterfield plays a character who is afraid of dying. He may or may not be a hypochondriac. Maisie Williams is playing a girl dying from cancer. You can kind of guess where it's going.
Okay.
But it doesn't go there.
It doesn't.
Kind of. Kind of doesn't go there. It does, but it doesn't. They are not in love in the way you're thinking. It goes a different direction. I thought it was a nice little twist to the idea. I was not expecting the direction it went. It also has David Koechner as Asia Butterfield's dad.
Really? It's
in a serious role, which he can do. He does them sometimes. He whips it out.
Yeah.
In this movie, he whips out a mustache specifically. Tyler Hoechlin plays Asia Butterfield's older brother.
Who's Tyler Hoechlin?
He played Superman on Supergirl. You
Nope.
probably recognize him. He's
Probably not.
He's super handsome. Tyler Hoechlin. Road to Perdition, Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf the show.
Yes,
Okay.
that dude. Very attractive man.
Okay.
But like him and David Koechner and Asia Butterfield all work as luggage men at an airport. Like they put the luggage on off the plane.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, Tyler Hoechlin is way too hot for that. He's way too hot to just be doing that job. He could just like walk anywhere and someone would be like, you should be a model, bro. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. It's a very cute movie, very sweet. I cried a lot. Cause cancer sucks. I feel like,
Is it on Netflix?
yeah, both of these are on Netflix. Ever since my grandfather passed away a few months ago, anything where someone passes away hits me way harder
Oh yeah.
than it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like it used to still hit me, but now it's like crushing emotion, weeping. It's sad.
Yeah, like whatever you're going through in your current life, like for sure, just completely informs like how movies affect you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why like it's so. I don't think that people give enough credit to the environment and the situation that they're in, like both like physically, like the physical environment that they're surrounded in, as well as like their emotional condition,
when they're watching stuff,
movies, what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
because
so-
a lot of
it's so
times
easy
I
to-
won't watch certain things because I know I'm not in a mood for it. Like if something is a more serious movie and I'm not,
Yeah.
and I know I'm not going to be in a mode where I'm going to really be focused on it and ready to take it in, I'm not going to watch it. Which is why I haven't watched so many movies, because it's like I have to be in the right kind of mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like while I was like super stressed out on the ship, like one thing that I didn't want to watch like some things that were like super intellectual,
Yeah.
like things that were like homework. So I watched things that were like super like, I don't know, like they appeal to me like in a reptilian sense. So like slasher movies.
Yeah.
Things that were just like very base level, like
Or like raunchy comedies or something.
scare the shit out of you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that movie, Then Came You, I watched it and then I looked it up online, and like it's one of those movies like where for a second it made me think like, wait, am I dumb? Because it's like not super well reviewed. But then I was like, no, it's just like the type of movie it is. It leans into a lot of cliches. And like I saw like one of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes was like, it uses montages and pop songs to make you know how to feel. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Like that doesn't bother me. I like that. Like a lot of times I feel like things will get critically dismantled a little bit too much because they use things that are considered cliche in their genre. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you like that genre, that's kind of what you want. You know what I mean? Like when you go into a movie like that, you kind of want the emotions that elicits out of you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you can't do things the other ways. It's great.
dig what you're saying.
Innovation is great. But just because something isn't innovative doesn't mean it can't be good and enjoyable to me.
I can get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is it like saccharine? Is it saccharine?
I don't
Is
know
it
what that
like
means.
like overly emotional? Like
No, I don't
is
think
it
so.
tear jerky?
Not till later. in the movie. Most of the movie is the opposite of that. It's because Maisie Williams' character's like whole thing is that she's like embracing life to the fullest because she knows she's gonna die.
Yeah. Well, because like that kind of movie, like it's easy for critics to be harsher with it if they feel that it's like a tearjerker. Like they feel like
maybe.
you have to earn the like like the emotions that
Like
they're trying to draw
when I
out
looked
of
back,
people.
I was thinking like I was like there were things they could have done where they could have done more
Right.
to. Like instead of maybe doing a montage scene, like she has what she calls it a to die list, which is her bucket list before she dies.
Yeah.
And like to go through the list, they just do montages, and it's like just clips of them doing fun stuff, and it says like whatever it is on the list, and there's they're like 3-minute scenes or whatever. It's fine, but could they have replaced something with just another character scene or something? Maybe, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I feel like I was going to say something else, but I forget. Oh, that's Nina Dobrev was also in it, and Titus Bridges, is that his name? The dude from the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. You don't know who I'm talking about? The black dude.
I know. What's her face? Kimmy Schmidt. The fucking
Ellie Kemper.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in The Office. That's why.
Baby, I was born to run. Nah, dude, I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. I'm going to show you, and you're going to be like, oh, that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Titus Bridges. Burgess. It was close.
Titus Burgess.
You've definitely seen this person in. They're super funny. They're super theatrical.
Hold on. And I
Always
have
very
seen-
gay in every role.
Oh, he was in the Angry Birds. That's that's how I know his face. He's in Set It Up. Yeah, he plays Creepy Tim.
Yes, he is Creepy Tim.
He's
Yes.
Creepy Tim. That's how I know.
Oh my God, that was a good role. That was
Yeah,
funny.
a solid
That's funny
character.
as hell.
That was a solid character.
Oh man, that's like the most reserved I've ever seen that dude in anything. He's
Yeah?
usually like very flamboyant and
Right.
big. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I didn't see anything else.
Which one did you like more? Second one.
No, well, the second one I told you about, but the first one I watched.
Okay.
Then Came You, I liked more, but it's more. I like that kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
What's the movie that I haven't seen that you're always like, you need to see that? Is it Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah.
With
Fuck yeah.
Shailene Woodley.
If
and
you haven't seen it, then yeah, you should
Shailene
see it.
That's the one with Shailene Woodley and
Oh yeah.
what the frick is his name? Baby Driver. B-A-B-Y Baby.
Oh my
Ansel Elgort.
Ansel Elgort.
Woo!
I was like Andre.
I was like, oh, I like his
It's
music.
something with an A.
I like his music. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Fault in Our Stars is so funny.
He's gonna be in the D&D.
Especially if you
he's
like,
gonna be in the D&D movie.
if you like Love Simon, you'll fucking love
Yeah.
Fault in Our Stars.
I've got to see it.
Love Simon's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say lesser because it's just like, because I really like Love Simon.
Yeah, great.
Love
Loved
Simon's
it.
great. But you also haven't seen Fault in Our Stars, and I feel like Fault in Our Stars is better.
But it seems like that
It's
seems
like-
like a movie that's a tearjerker from
Like-
the outset, from the outside.
Right.
It seems like intended to make you cry.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I think that the difference like so the critics like often like really hate on like Nicholas Sparks movies, right? Because like that is like the perfect example
book
of
critics I think also criticize Nicholas Sparks' books.
right. I've never fucking read them,
Yeah.
but like I know that like his movies like a lot of the times like even though the ones that I like I really like. I fucking really like Notebook.
Yeah.
But at the same time like a lot of people are like no, it's saccharine. But whatever.
I've never seen The Notebook.
You've never seen Notebook?
Mm-mm.
Dog. You're gonna fucking have a girls' night to fucking watch
I'm-
Fault in Our Stars.
You
and
know I'm
fucking-
down. I'm down for girls' night.
Dog. Fucking I've cried to The Notebook, but Fault in Our Stars.
Bust you up. Those are two really great actors too.
Fuck.
Ansel Elgort and Shailene Woodley are great.
And it's also just really well written, dude. And like I had such a weird connection to Fault in Our Stars because like there was a period in my life where I was watching a lot of I don't know if you ever heard of Crash Course on YouTube. But yeah, but it's just a series of different subjects that you can like learn. You can learn about different subjects from these two brothers.
Are their names
Hughes-
Crash and
the Hughes-
Course?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think their name is Green. The Green brothers, but they
Draymond and
originally
Danny.
gained fame through YouTube because they were the Vlog brothers. Like
Gerald.
where they did this thing where
Jeff.
they fucking. It's John Green and somebody else. Like I forgot what his brother's name was, but they did this Vlog brothers thing on YouTube when YouTube was like first like kind of getting big. But they did this thing where I think they were living pretty far apart from each other, like other sides of the country or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they would only interact with each other
Oh, you told me about
every
this.
day, by like sending vlogs to each other, talking about their day and stuff. And they would do it every other day, and they did it for a year or some shit. But it caught fire and people really liked it. Mostly because like both of them are just like fucking really cool. They're just like really smart, nice guys. But they started doing this crash course thing where like they both basically just teach you different subjects and shit. But then I found out that John Green fucking
Wrote the book
for Fault in Our Stars, and that the movie was coming out, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, yo, how much shit you do? Because like I had heard of Fault in Our Stars like
tertiarily. As a book
tertiarily
that
outside of
existed,
outside of those videos, and I was like, oh shit, this is really cool. And then I started once I watched Fault in Our Stars, like Ansel Elgort's character is just very much like a hot version of John Green.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like he's like nerdy is weird. Like I don't know.
Sure. Hey, do you think the Warriors are gonna go out tomorrow?
I don't know, man. A big part of me says yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What if KD comes back?
But a big part of me thinks that like that the Warriors are gonna fucking come back from down 3-1. It's so poetic. It's so fucking poetic.
The if that happens if KD comes back tomorrow and they go through and they win, it's gonna be nuts. And then if he just leaves, be crazy. Mm-hmm. It'll be wild.
If the Raptors win tomorrow, right, and the Magic win the same amount of games against the Raptors
as the Warriors,
you're gonna
feel real good.
I'm gonna feel great.
Yep,
I feel great.
Like
fucking put that on.
There's definitely a chance that the Warriors lose tomorrow. A very good chance, I think, that they go out tomorrow because it's in Toronto and it's going to be wild up there, and because they're so beat up and because the Raptors are playing so well and they're so good, but they're the champs for a reason, and I feel a similar way about them, like as I would like if John Jones was down 2 rounds in a championship fight or something. You know what I mean? I would believe that if rounds 2 and 3 went to whoever he was fighting and he won round 1, that he was going to come back and win rounds 4 and 5. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to count them out until, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially like there was some reports today that like KD was ready to practice.
Today. He practiced today for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yo, fucking honkers. Fuck honkers.
They're everywhere around here, dog. In the honker's defense, I've seen multiple accidents happen at this stop sign right here.
Accidents?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Like I'll just like look out the window and there'll be stuff in the road and shit,
right? Or
cars backed up and stuff. Mostly because I don't think people know how to handle 4-way stops or something. Even though it's not a. There's no stop sign this way, but like sometimes I think people try to get across during traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, fucking, if the Raptors, so let's say the Raptors win tomorrow, right? Clear cut, Kawhi is going to be the Finals MVP. Right?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, Fred VanVleet's baby. But.
Now, if let's say KD comes back, right, and KD. Let's say he averages the same as Steph over like the next 3 games,
which would probably be like at least 25,
right?
Probably maybe more.
He does the exact same, like just numbers wise.
Mm-hmm.
Should Steph get Finals MVP?
I don't think he would.
It would have to go to KD, right?
The universe is set in never letting him win it. I'm convinced. I'm convinced the universe won't let it happen. It's like it's like a running gag of the basketball gods. 2, the storyline of that of KD being the one that comes back when they're down 3-1 and bringing the second volume scorer that they need and the person who can get their own shot that they need to help Steph, I think will be too powerful. Even though Steph scored 47 in Game 3,
exactly,
and all that, I still think KD
There's
would.
something so sad about it.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny too. Like
I don't know.
it's like this running gag of the world of the basketball universe.
You get a fucking Finals MVP.
You can't
but
have
it's
it.
weird because I also like I want the Raptors to win.
I don't care who wins. I like them both.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have pegged you for wanting the Warriors to win.
No, I like them both.
Okay.
I'm here. I like watching sports more when I don't have a vested interest than when I do.
Really?
Yeah, it's way more. It's like it's less stressful. Like if it's the Heat in a playoff series and then you're just mad if they're losing, you're just like, God, the Sixers are whooping our ass like last year. If it's just two teams that are really good and really fun to watch and have great players, fun personalities, except for Kawhi's, but like it's just great. It's just you sit back and you're like, this is awesome. I love the sport. I just love watching it. It doesn't need to be my team for me to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I can get what you're saying there, but I still don't think that like my enjoyment level is that of like watching even when the Raptors were beating the fuck out of us.
Yeah, but how long had it been since the Magic were getting their asses beaten in a playoff game?
Exactly.
That's a little different.
But I would say even if you're comparing regular season games, I would still say my enjoyment level is still higher when I'm watching the Magic. But
It might be higher, but like it's just different.
It's
There's
a
something
experience.
freeing about just watching two teams that are really great.
it's for sure a different experience.
It's like I used to tell our friend Mike when I would be watching, when I would screw with him watching like an Ohio State game. If it was like Ohio State, Michigan, he'd be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, I'm just rooting for good football.
Right.
I want it to be a close game. I don't want any blowouts.
Yeah.
Just want to watch good players beat. I love, in not just sports, in all things. I love watching people who are good at things do the thing they're good at. It's awesome.
And seeing things just being inherently competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you don't have any vested interest or you understand the sport or what's like, whatever, like, you can still somewhat understand, like, you know,
also, can we get these people who are like, oh, we all just know the Warriors are going to win. What's the point? Why even watch basketball? Like, get out. Can we stop? Even if they do win, even if they come back 3-1, the journey has been worth it overall.
Yeah, you can't say that. You can't say that this year for sure.
Yeah.
Because, that's just straight up ridiculous with the amount of injuries that they've had. That's nuts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they've gotten super unlucky. But they're also, they're a little bit on the older side. It's like a historical thing when teams go make a lot of deep postseason runs in a row, that the wear and tear on their body builds up. Because by like 4 or 5 years of making deep playoff runs, you've essentially added an entire season onto your body of playing.
Right.
Like, that's why it's so crazy that LeBron went to 8 straight finals and carried a lot of those teams himself. Like the non-Heat teams, basically. He carried all of them himself, except for like the year he had 2 years that he had Kyrie and Kevin Love with him in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Those teams he had some help, but other than that, total carry jobs. I saw some highlights today on Twitter of just D-Wade and LeBron just throwing lobs. Oh my god, they had some weird psychic link. I'm convinced. Like D-Wade would throw some passes where how did he know that LeBron was there? Or there was one where they were on a fast break, and LeBron threw it up to D-Wade, and D-Wade could have dunked on a dude if he wanted to. But D-Wade threw a lob, like a give-and-go lob, and I was like, how did LeBron know that D-Wade was going to throw that?
Right.
Like, if D-Wade tried to finish that shot, would LeBron just have looked silly, just flying through the air, like thinking he was going to get a lob? I don't know. But it just looked artful, because that's not what happened, because they're psychically linked. That's some good shit. Yeah, it was like a Twitter post that said, never forget that these two dudes did this while the team was starting guys like Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers, Chris Anderson, and Joel Anthony. And of course, people were like, "Oh, you're just forgetting Chris Bosh," and it's like that's not the point of the tweet. The point is like their connection and like what was around them. But like obviously, Chris Bosh was incredible and a huge, important part of those runs. And we wouldn't have beat the Spurs that one year without his offensive rebound and kick out to Ray Allen. Bang! But those two dudes were it was crazy. Miss him. Miss D Wade already. It's all retired and shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyways, so let's move on to, so we're 11 days out from the NBA draft.
Really?
Yeah, 11 days.
I always forget how quick it is after the season ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like the opposite of football. It takes forever in football. I think baseball just had their draft in the middle of the season.
That what?
Yeah.
That's how baseball works?
I think so.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's wild.
Anyways, so we're 11 days out. There's already been a not official, but like agreed upon trade between the Brooklyn Nets and the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they can't do it until a certain date, but
Yeah.
they traded Alan Crabb and 2 first-round picks, including one this year, to the Hawks for what's that dude's name? Taurean Prince.
Yeah.
And a second-round pick, I think. Something?
No, the Hawks are getting a first round pick.
No. The Nets are just getting Taurean Prince, or they're also getting a second-round pick? I don't know.
Next, I think they're.
Taurean Prince is a solid role player, though. Like they didn't. It's not like they got Damari Carroll from them or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Damari.
I mean,
Carroll. They have
Taurean Prince is an upgrade from Alan Crabb.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure,
Um,
and makes way less money.
Yeah, and they're also. This is like such a perfect trade for both teams, I think.
The Nets are preparing to try to get Kyrie and KD.
Mm-hmm. Or whatever combination.
Any combination of two superstars. I think the coolest would be Jimmy Butler. I don't want Kyrie to go there because I want them to keep D'Lo. Bring back D'Lo and Jimmy Butler. I think would be really fun.
I think we're both like in agreement as far as like we want.
I like the Nets the way they are. They're fun.
We want the current iteration of the Nets
to be successful.
Yeah, there's just something so cool about like the history of the Nets and how they just completely we're stuck in a valley of fucking swampland
for basically their entire existence as the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. After they made that trade for the big three from Boston. And now they're completely out of it, and they somehow fashion together these misfit characters of guys that were
second round picks and
doubted upon,
traded for from other teams.
So like someone like Karis LeVert, who was doubted upon because of injury issues with his feet when he was coming out of college. Someone like D'Lo, who was
just
immediately
quickly flared out in Los Angeles in kind of one of those weird situations where you seem like you're giving up on a talented player too soon.
Yeah, and
he's 20 years old and you're giving up on him.
So have you heard Zach Lowe's opinion on this?
Probably.
Okay, so he talked about how like people are like, look, like stop, like the Lakers didn't lose that trade because the version of D'Lo that we're seeing now wasn't what we saw in LA.
But it's what he could have become.
Exactly. That's the point.
That's why you don't give up on young players.
That's the point. You know what I mean? Like, and sure, maybe if he stayed in LA, he wouldn't have ever become that player that he is. Maybe, but
you're telling me that the Lakers wouldn't want D'Lo now with LeBron?
For sure.
I think they would.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, come on. Yeah, I don't want to see Kyrie go there. But apparently there's a very strong chance it happens.
Well, there's just how are you gonna there's no way they would maintain that backcourt and also have Kyrie, right? They're not.
No, I don't think they would bring back D'Lo if they get Kyrie.
Really?
I don't think so.
I think that there's a possibility
I think their goal, if you could ask the Nets front office, what would be a perfect offseason for you, they would say, we get Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And they would be scary good. They would be fun,
right,
with those two dudes.
You don't think that there's any chance that they're going to try and maintain a Kyrie and D'Lo backcourt? I'm not saying that it would fit.
Real bad defensively.
I'm not saying that they're going to fit, but
they
might do that.
They'd be like a flamethrower, but on defense they'd be awful. And they don't have the wings to like supplement that. You know what I mean? Like if you had the Heat are kind of a good example. If you had like Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow, and you could sort of like move pieces around them to be like, all right, you need to guard the point guard on this team because we don't want D'Lo or Kyrie doing it. And, you know, you could move pieces around, but I don't think the Nets have the defensive depth on the perimeter to do that. And then they've really just got Jared Allen in the back.
Why can't D'Lo play good defense?
It's probably effort and technique and IQ. I think you could ask that about a lot of players.
Well, like he's fucking
Why can't
huge.
Andrew Wiggins play good defense?
You know, like,
Andrew Wiggins was supposed to be like a potential defensive first team all defense player, and he's awful at defense.
Sure.
Why can't
he's also built to be?
Yeah. Why can't Jabari Parker play good defense?
I think with him, he just has.
He doesn't care. He literally has said he doesn't care. You don't get paid to play defense. Yeah. I think that's a lot of it for a lot of players. Mm-hmm. D'Lo should be able to play defense. He's long. He's athletic. He's quick. At least Kyrie's like a little bit smaller. That's kind of an excuse.
Yeah.
But he's very athletic. He's very quick. He's, according to himself, a basketball genius.
Right.
So,
and like if someone like Chris Paul, right, can
who's
be
small,
a perennial fucking
all
defensive guy.
Apparently, the Heat are considering trading for him, and they better not.
For Kyrie?
They better not. That would be very upsetting.
Trading
No. For Chris Paul.
Oh, for Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know there's dudes on the Heat the Rockets would want. Imagine like J. Rich on the same team as James Harden. He'd be perfect. Perfect fit. Don't do it. Do not trade with the Rockets for Chris Paul. I'll be so mad. We don't need to be paying that dude $44 million when he's 37 years old and has a cane.
Yeah. I don't think there's
the only if the Lakers did it, if the Lakers they strike out on Anthony Davis and they can't bring and free agents don't want to come in because for whatever reason people say people don't want to play with LeBron for whatever reason, or they just don't want to be a part of the circus of the front office, and then they're just like, well, we're out of options. Let's trade for Chris Paul. Maybe they have one really good year together. Because, I mean, LeBron and Chris Paul would play really well together. But he's just like, that amount of money and the age is so killer. Mm-hmm. And the health issues. That's the biggest part. If he was as good as he is and he was consistently healthy, I don't think it'd be as big an issue. But he's always gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. Like, I would rather them fucking, like, make some, like, a trade for, obviously, like, Bradley Beal would be a
That'd be cool.
deal.
I don't know if the Wizards are actually going to trade him, though.
Yeah, same. I think
Kemba Walker would be interesting to
or
go
like
after.
Mike Conley. That's a little bit more realistic.
Also linked to a Heat potential trade target. Again,
you're also a huge fan of Mike.
I really like Mike Conley. I wish that he would have made an All-Star team sometime, but
do you want
Justice is the point guard
from?
Oh yeah,
Memphis?
for sure. I want him to go to the Jazz or the Pacers.
I was about to say the Pacers.
I want him and Kemba to end up on those two teams.
Right.
And then, like, fit-wise, it would be best
Yeah.
if he went to the Jazz and Kemba went to the Pacers, because then you've got both backcourts have one really strong defender. If Kemba went to the Jazz, him and Donovan Mitchell are both not great defenders.
Okay.
And then the Pacers would be nasty. Mike Conley and Oladipo on defense together.
That's fine.
Woo!
That's fine.
That would be good.
And you're like, also, if you're the Pacers, like you can make a pretty interesting package. Like you
can include
Domantas
guys.
Sabonis.
Yeah, you can include either Sabonis or Turner, whichever one you feel more comfortable with not having in your future.
Yeah.
Which is debatable among people which they would pick. The thing that makes it hard is Miles Turner's making way more money than, like, Sabonis is still on his rookie deal and Turner's not.
Okay.
Then I mean they've got Aaron Holiday, who they can include in trades. If you care about like TJ Leaf, I guess their first round pick from 2 years ago. I don't know. They've got picks, obviously. Everyone's got picks. Throw them in. But I don't think the Grizzlies are going to need too much to part with Mike Conley, because I think it's kind of like how they know that their timeline doesn't fit with him. They also know they kind of owe him. And I think they believe that. I think they're the kind of franchise and the kind of fan base, like, they still love Marc Gasol. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they kind of they want to do right by these guys because of what they did for the city and the franchise. So I think they're not going to, like, trade Mike Conley to, like
Phoenix.
Yeah, like the Suns, which
Right.
he would actually be probably a pretty good fit there. He would be a good backcourt partner with Devin Booker, but that would be like really mean of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas sending him to like the Pacers or the Jazz, they'd be like, "Oh, you're going to a playoff team, and you're going to make them better, like definitely better. You're an upgrade. Be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy shot an all-star team.
So let's revert back to this Nets Hawks deal, right? Now the Hawks have a crazy selection of
They got
draft
a lot-
picks.
They have
In-
3 this season, right?
Huh?
3 first-rounders this year.
Yeah. So they have the 8th, the 10th, and now they have the 17th pick.
Think they'll trade
from
up?
Brooklyn. I think that there's a definite possibility.
I don't know if they will. They seem to be in that tanking stage of just give us your shit,
Right.
and we'll stockpile assets. They want to end up like the Celtics are now in like 4 or 5 years.
But it wouldn't surprise me if they. I mean, they could just keep their current picks, and they just make the best picks at 8, 10, and 16. And they also have like 3 second round picks as well.
I know a lot of people say this is like a bad draft or not a deep draft. I don't know enough about draft prospects and stuff to know what that means.
I've already
and
said
you've said that you don't agree with that or whatever, but I do know that after the top like 3, there's a lot of dudes clumped together. Maybe it's like one is by himself. And then 2 is like a little bit next, and then 3 is RJ Barrett, and then it's like a bunch of dudes, like maybe like 4 to 10, or maybe like 4 to 7, and then like 7 to 20 is another clump. So like moving up,
I would stretch it out even like 4 to 15.
Yeah.
Because I think the biggest issue is not the biggest issue is uncertainty. It's not
but it's
whether
any
or
draft.
not.
It's any draft. So like, but my point is, I don't know if moving from 10 to 5 is really that worth it in this draft. You know what I mean?
But what if they could move up to 3? So like maybe you can package.
How much you have to give up to do that though?
If you can give all 3 picks, the first round picks to get number 3.
I would do that.
Would you do that?
I would do that. If that's all I had to, if that's all I had to give up.
I think that's possible.
But I think also like I don't think the Knicks should do that. If I'm the Knicks, I wouldn't do that. I would want RJ Barrett.
No?
No.
What if say if you know that Kyrie,
especially if your goal, that's the problem. You can't. The draft is before free agency. You can't fuck around. You can't like be like, oh, I hope we get Kyrie and KD.
I understand that, but like let's say let's say they have like some insider information. Okay, like
Well, it seems like the Nets
know.
have that, right?
Maybe.
It seems like the Nets have an inkling as to what Kyrie wants.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if Kyrie knows what Kyrie
I
wants.
agree with you. I agree with you.
But I could definitely see if they have like some type of, even if it's just KD, and they have like some tertiary interest, like they know that like maybe Jimmy Butler will also move there, I think that there might be a benefit in trading back, and just surrounding like 2 superstars or 2 stars at least, with a lot of these like really
pieces,
good young players. And like I really like, I mean, so I've talked about my affinity for Frank Ntilikina all the time. But like I hope that they trade him to the Magic for like a 2nd round pick. But I hope, or at least I think that it would be in the Knicks' interest to keep guys like Frank Ntilikina and Mitchell Robinson, especially if they're going.
I don't think they would trade Mitchell Robinson.
No,
because I think the guys they're linked to are going to need a guy like him behind them.
Well, that's the thing. I think that those guys are much more valuable on a playoff team than they are.
Oh, you mean guys like Frank Ntilikina and
Yes.
Mitchell Robinson? Well, you can put Frank Ntilikina, if he can't do anything else, he can go full Andre Roberson.
Exactly.
He can go guard
That is
somebody.
the perfect. That is the perfect. When people talk about like there's a lot of Magic fans that are like, I don't want to take that $5 million contract, and it's like
That's not a lot.
it's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's not. And fucking Andre Roberson is making $10 million.
Especially if you're a Magic fan. The Magic aren't whale hunting. They don't need to be like.
I think people think we are.
No, they're not. The Magic aren't whale hunters. Maybe they'll do something surprising. Like maybe they go after like Kemba. You know what I mean?
I could see us going after Kemba.
The reason I say that is because in the Heat dynasty I started, they got Kemba.
or D'Lo, but mean, who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, D'Lo's been linked to them, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
He'd be fun on the Magic.
Yeah. We've already talked about this, about like his fit on the Magic and what that would do to the surrounding players and stuff like that. And I think that they would be a better team without Vucci, but with D'Lo.
You don't think Vucci and D'Lo would play together well?
No. I think no.
Well, the secret.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that like if you're judging them in a vacuum, right?
Well,
a
you
team
couldn't
led by Vucci, right?
Yeah.
And a team led by D'Lo.
You think a D'Lo team has a higher
saying,
upside?
I'm not saying that like a team with D'Lo on it would be better with Vooch off of it. I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that like.
Well, here's the real kicker: is
Right.
the real combination is Kemba, because he's so used to playing with big white dudes,
right.
as Charlotte is wants to chase.
All that, and he's like, he already has he knows Steve Clifford and everything.
That's true. He played with him for so long. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, that's another reason why like
Yeah.
he's kind of linked to Orlando.
Yeah.
I
I just want Kemba to be on a playoff team. Playoff Kemba was good that one year. They played the Heat in that series with Purple Shirt Man. Kemba deserves playoff run. He's that caliber of player.
Yeah. But D'Lo and Kemba would both fill a need that.
Yeah.
And I also think like I don't know something about having D'Lo as our point guard. I'm like I feel like he would play better defense for us.
Maybe
But
Steve
who
Clifford
knows?
could get it out of him, and that's kind of what Steve Clifford does. He's a defensive-minded guy.
Well, like look at the different individual guys on our roster that were regularly seen as like either liabilities.
DJ Augustine.
DJ Augustine and Vooch.
Yeah.
Those
Vucci's defense was improved big time this season.
Yeah. But just as far as being team defenders and being good positionally and being super disciplined, that's another reason why I think trading for Frank Ntilikina would be so beneficial for the Orlando Magic, because like he is obviously an incredible individual defender. Like I was watching.
He's a hound.
Well, it's just he's so fucking bothersome, man.
Yeah, he's long, he's strong, he's instinctive. Yeah.
And I think he just annoys dudes.
But so your point about the Knicks is like, if you are a Knicks team and you're going to try to sign Kyrie and Kevin Durant,
well, it's like
you want a guy like Frank Ntilikina in your. He doesn't have to start. You want him in your rotation
exactly
to be able to guard guys, because Kyrie is a defensive liability.
Yeah.
So if you're playing a team with an elite point guard and you want to throw Frank Ntilikina out at the 2 to guard that point guard, so Kyrie doesn't have to. Yeah. That's a plus.
And I don't think that he's as much of a liability shooting-wise as Andre Roberson.
Andre Roberson is an awful three-point shooter.
He's straight garbage.
Awful.
Like, Frank Ntilikina.
And I think one of the reasons there's like a different perception of them is it's just where they were drafted.
True.
Yeah, like Frank Ntilikina was a high draft. Was it like 11 or something?
Yeah.
Which isn't even that high, like historically for great. You don't usually find great players there. Like if you can find a dude who can be a consistent role player that knows their role at the 11th pick, you should feel good about that.
Right. Yeah.
It's a weird way that draft picks are viewed in the modern fan base in the NBA.
Yeah. And Roberson was like a late first-round pick.
Yeah.
Which I was actually kind of surprised by. I thought he was like a second-round pick.
Especially when you knew going in that Frank Ntilikina was like, he never becomes good on offense. It might happen.
Well, it's just I don't think that the Knicks are the best organization to be drafting project players.
They're a crap organization.
Developmentally, they're not going to.
I like Fizdale a lot because of his time with the Heat and his relationship with a lot of the Heat players and with Spoelstra. I think he can be a good coach. But in terms of like historical in their recent history of their organization, no, they shouldn't be drafting those types of players. Yeah.
I would agree. But yeah, like and the, getting away from Frankie Smokes, like Mitchell Robinson's another one.
I think
like,
he's going to be good.
He does a specific thing really well, and I think that thing that he does would be tremendously more valuable on a playoff team than it is. Yeah, so you just need a really good rim protector. Yeah, and if you have KD,
he can switch though too. Like he can guard guys on the perimeter.
Yeah,
like he's very Hassan Whiteside-esque with his rim protection and his instinctive blocks shots, but he's a better perimeter defender than Whiteside is. I think he's also more limited offensively. Whiteside is actually he's sneakily better than you think in the post. He's just kind of like lumbering, but like there's no reason Mitchell Robinson can't develop that side of his game. And really, if you're playing with Kyrie and KD, I mean, just get offensive rebounds and roll really hard, and you'll get buckets. I always get like kind of annoyed with big guys like that, like when they're like demanding like I should be getting the ball in the post more. Like if you're like DeAndre Jordan, Just catch lobs, dude. You can score and eat, like you can sleep your way to 12 points just catching lobs and getting a couple of offensive putbacks in every game. Like,
Yeah.
and that's great. Live that life, dude. Did you see the results of the fights last night?
I saw some of them.
Cejudo won, became a champ. I don't think of him as one though.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
lie.
I think Mighty Mouse
I
won that.
straight up did not recognize that dude's name that he fought.
Yeah, me neither. Well, I mean, it's because
Honestly.
TJ got stripped. So like, it's one of those things where it feels like an empty belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't even think of him as the flyweight champ because I thought Mighty Mouse beat him, and I thought the UFC did Mighty Mouse dirty. So it's just like I feel like I should like Henry Cejudo. He seems like a fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great fighter, but I just don't vibe with it.
Fucking
Don't vibe with it.
fucking American gold medalist.
He's great. He's great. Did you see Valentina Shevchenko's knockout though?
Yeah.
Dude, she kicked the fuck out of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, she was out. Jessica was out for like 2 minutes. Valentina is of my people, the Polish people.
Who's the Polish Hammer? Who is that?
I don't know.
That's a nickname, right?
Probably. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it definitely is.
Probably some porn star.
Maybe.
That's probably who I'm thinking of.
Maybe. Igor Volkenstock. I don't know. Made that up. Sounded pretty Polish though. Yeah, Valentina's fucking good. We saw her in person, didn't we? Was that with my
Valentina?
dad? Was that with my dad? Maybe. I've been to 2 UFC events, and I'm pretty sure I saw Valentina at one of them.
Rose.
Yeah, Rose got beat. Was that last UFC event, or was that not a pay per view? I don't remember. But the PME, the People's Main Event, Cowboy finally lost after having a baby. Come on, Cowboy.
Yeah.
It was by doctor stoppage though. It wasn't because he got beat.
Mm-hmm.
His eye was like explode. He blew his nose, and like his eye looked like his eye blew up. It's fucking gross.
Ugh.
He lost to Tony Ferguson, who obviously Tony Ferguson is like a title contender. If Cowboy had won that fight, he would be next in line after the next fight I'm going to tell you that was announced. I don't know if you saw this, but they announced the date for Khabib Poirier. September 7th in Abu Dhabi.
So I scoffed last time that the last Poirier fight.
Yeah. Poirier Holloway.
Yeah, Poirier Holloway, and I basically gave Poirier no chance.
You going to do it again?
I'm gonna do the exact same. I'm not gonna give Dustin Poirier any chance. I just think Khabib's too good.
Dustin Poirier is a better version of Al.
Ali
I'm gonna
Iaquinta.
make the argument.
Okay.
I think Khabib's gonna win, but
Mhm.
Dustin Poirier is a better version of Al Iaquinta, and who in his entire UFC run has given somehow Khabib the worst run in the octagon.
Right.
Al Iaquinta.
True.
Khabib, I think, has shown that if he has a weakness, it's that you can catch him in stand-up. If you can get to him before he grabs you and drags you down and drowns you in his body, maybe you got a shot. And Dustin Poirier hits hard.
True. I think that if that the only way that Khabib is going to lose is going to be something like that. If he gets caught.
Yeah.
Because he's being too reckless and, he stands there and trades with Dustin Poirier. But I also think that
You think he learned his lesson a little bit?
No, because that dude's a fucking cowboy, man. He just goes in and just fucking slings it. That's one of the reasons why I like Khabib so much is like the fact that like he is
You know I deserve this.
so much better as a wrestler than everybody else in
Ben Askren?
That would be fucking interesting. That would be an
Well, Ben
interesting
Askren's
fight.
so much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that Khabib would do it though.
Yeah, you think so?
He'd take that fight. is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah. Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah. But either way, fucking even though he has that like tremendous advantage over everybody else in his division as far as wrestling skill, like he's still like willing to.
He has a
stand there and
tendency to trade for a little bit. Yeah, it's like,
He's got
why are
that-
you doing that?
Dude, he's got that fucking Russian death wish.
Yeah.
Fucking
Dagestani Death Wish?
yeah.
Ooh. It makes, yeah. I think Khabib will win, but
Also the
I would be so proud of Dustin Poirier, though. Like, if
That'd
he
be nuts.
won, I'd be like, fuck
crazy.
yeah, Poirier, that's awesome. You went from journeyman to champion and you beat that dude. That's like a Rocky movie if
That'd
he
be crazy.
wins. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Also, the Al Iaquinta fight was on short notice, right?
Yes.
I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, probably. He didn't
I think
prepare
that's
for that style of fighter.
Mhm.
Respect to Al, though. Raging Al, baby. Respect.
Mm-hmm.
Dude's a warrior. What was the other? Oh, I saw the Aljamain Sterling fight last night because I was at work while it was on. He looked really good. Forget the dude he fought, but he looked really good. I don't remember. I don't really know any of the other. If there were any other really important fights last night, but I don't. I really wanted Cowboy to win. He's just like, he's like Mike Conley, you know. Never been an all-star.
Yeah.
Never been a champ.
Right.
Deserves it. But Tony Ferguson's great. I'm guessing that Tony will win Tony will fight whoever wins the Poirier Khabib fight. Which that's the other thing is like, if Poirier wins, it's gonna be like, damn it, we're never gonna see Tony and Khabib fight. It'll never happen because Tony will just fight Poirier.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a bummer. I want to see them fight so bad. That clash of styles is so
They're just
interesting.
Like they're doomed to not fight each other.
They're starstruck fighters.
Yeah.
Or star-crossed, sorry. Star-crossed fighters, not lovers. Yeah. Police.
Ambulance.
You want to do shout-outs?
Yeah, let's go into it.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, you want me to go first? I'll go first.
I mean, I'm looking at it, and I agree with it. It's a good shout-out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you listened to this entire album?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah. So, Young Bossy off the corner. Fucking my boy Boss. He's someone who's on J. Cole's Dreamville label.
Yep.
He has it's not a very recent album.
No, it came out
in 2018.
Yeah.
But it's a really great album, and I want to recommend it. It's called Milky Way. Once again, the rapper is Boss, just like Nas, but it's B-A-S instead of N-A-S. B-A-S.
Bossy.
Yeah. Just someone, dude, who has great lyrical ability, great voice. There's just you can pick up the creativity with his rap. And I enjoy guys who just are continuously going out of their way to kind of like I don't know, like to be the best creative versions of themselves in a genre that like is often scoffed at for its lack of creativity. And Milky Way, it's just a really solid album. Fucking my favorites, I mean, you can throw in 4 favorites, right? Because like everybody
knows Tribe.
Is the biggest single off of that album,
and it features J. Cole.
And it features J. Cole, and it's just
great verse from J. Cole.
Yeah,
woo!
Yeah. Tribe, great song. There's also a song called Barack Obama Special. There's a song called Purge, and there's a song called Icarus. Icarus is the first song on that album. Really great album.
Yep, I agree. I co-sign the shout out. All right, are you ready for this? I'm gonna give you a weird one.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard, but there was a phoenix that rose from the ashes this past week or 2 weeks or something.
Is this Taylor Swift?
No. Although I will probably shout out Taylor Swift's new album when it comes out.
Okay.
Although I didn't really like her new song that much. It's kind of just like really weird. Like it's just kind of lame.
Okay.
Like it's catchy and shit, but just kind of like, whoa, I get it. Anyway, a phoenix called the Jonas Brothers. You know how much Jonas Brothers I listened to before this week?
None.
I knew 2 songs.
I'm hot and you're cold and you go around like you know.
Yes, Burning Up. Very funny music video, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
Joe's got a fake mustache on. They're like, it's when they're like, you know, they're young. They're like teenagers, and the bit is like they're reading scripts for a new music video, and they're all like spoofs on action movies. It's very funny. Anyway, they reunited this week, and it wasn't something I thought I would care about, but I saw like some clips on YouTube, and I was like, I'll check that out. Like they went on a YouTube channel I follow called BBC Radio 1, where people do live versions of. They always do 2. It's always like their song and then they cover a song. And I was like, oh, I've heard their new single Sucker, and I think it's a fun song. So I'll listen to them do it live. And I listened to it. I was like, holy fuck, they're good. They're amazing live. Like Nick and Joe Jonas are great singers.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I know the third Jonas.
Kevin. He's
Kevin?
actually the eldest, but he never sings. He just like I was thinking about that. I was like, is his existence like a joke? It's also kind of like, okay, if I were to tell you you could be in a hit band, but you would just be the guitarist, and you would like maybe help write
be
some
the
songs.
least famous out of your 3
You maybe
brothers,
write some
out of
songs.
the
Oh,
3
your
brothers.
younger brothers. Be like me. If
He's the
me-
oldest?
It's like me. If me and my brothers were in a band, and I was the one that wasn't famous.
Right.
You know what I mean? You had a reality show.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I might prefer that
Yeah, maybe.
because he's still
He
making
seemed
bank.
to live the most normal life.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, he got married to like a normal person, I think, and
Right.
they had a reality show, which was kind of weird. But like, who cared about it? I don't know. But like, meanwhile, his brothers are like always in tabloids and stuff like that, and people just kind of leave Kevin alone.
Yeah.
Then they have a fourth brother, Frankie. I remember him
Yeah.
because he was like a little kid, and everyone was like, "Yo, he's like Cooper Manning.
Mm-hmm.
He's like secretly the most talented brother that never made it." I don't think that's true. Anyway, I didn't think I would care that the Jonas Brothers were back. I was like, who gives a fuck? I didn't listen to their music when I was younger. Who cares? But I heard the single, and I was like, that's a catchy, fun song. I like it. And then I watched them on that YouTube video. I was like, damn, they're good. And I just started I fell into a YouTube hole, and I just started watching all these videos, and I was like, they're really talented. And then I was like, I'll listen to their new album, see what it's like. I listened to it, and I was like, I really like this. I really like their new album. You know what I would relate it to?
What?
A Maroon 5 album.
Okay.
It's like a Maroon 5 album. There's very similar inspiration. Like there's a few songs that have that reggae vibe that Maroon 5 leans on sometimes. That's just very much a pop rock album. And I think that they're super talented. I actually think they're pretty cool. They seem like pretty cool dudes. And I love the idea that if you go to family dinner, you end up hanging out with Sophie Turner and Priyanka Chopra as well. It's just kind of weird and fun.
Mm-hmm.
How dare technical difficulties interrupt me talking about the Jonas Brothers? Anyway, I was talking about Sophie Turner because she's dope. Anyway, the album is good. It's called Happiness Begins. It's a fun album. I enjoyed it. Just very akin to a Maroon 5 album. That's what I thought of. Yeah. Happiness Begins and Boz Milky Way, right?
Milky Way.
Milky Way by Boz. I think that's it. Come back later this week, speaking of Sophie Turner, for Dark Phoenix. Did you know it's not called X-Men Dark Phoenix? It's just called Dark Phoenix? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Dark Phoenix. And then next week, I'm going to be out of town, but we're going to have a couple extra spoiler episodes loaded up. We're going to drop our Aladdin episode and Brightburn next week. So look forward to all of those over the next couple weeks. Find chrismichaelstott.com. Check out his scripts on there. Chris Michael Stott on Instagram. Find me, Davinwell25 on Twitter and Instagram. Find the show, The Chris and Kyle Show, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all podcasting platforms. Like, share, rate, review, all that fun stuff. tcaks Pod on Twitter. There is a poll out. I put it out. I remembered. And it has The Dead Don't Die and Men in Black International on it. Men in Black International is too long of a title to include on a Facebook poll. So I had to put MIB International. I think people know what it means. Yeah, vote on that. That'll be our last poll episode of the month. Looking forward to see who wins. Other than that, we out.
We out. Stay weird.